Hello world, it's your boy. I am Samson.
And John Treese.
And welcome back to the channel, We Cooking Reviews, where we cook something, review what we cooked, and then review a show that we're currently watching. So, let's start with what we're eating today.
Well, what we're snacking on. So we made Oreo cookie Rice Krispie treats.
I'm gonna eat this up.
So, I guess I see why you wanted it on there.
A plate, yeah. It looks very tacky, but you know, whatever. I'm gonna need some milk.
It's really good.
It's
really good, but I cannot eat no more sweets. I had a lot today, so. But I like it.
The first time making this?
I just bought them in the store. Already made, but
You did
it tastes
that.
better.
You did that.
Thank you.
Okay, good.
So we're gonna give that a 2 thumbs up.
Shoot the lump, you hear me?
Alright, so what are we reviewing today?
Alright, so last time we left, we what episode it was episode 4, so we're doing 2 episodes today.
Yep.
Episode 5, Meet Me in Daegu, is that how you say it? And then episode 6, I Am Lovecraft Country. Yes, ma'am. So, you just jump right into it. You get talking. Cause to be honest with you, I like Meet Me in Daegu more than I like the other episode. I Am. So we'll start there. So, what were some of the key things you enjoyed about Meet Me in Daegu, Lovecraft Country? What episode was that? 5. Yeah.
Okay. So we're now in episode 5. We are introduced to Atticus' lover when he was in the war. So if you remember, when they were trapped in the house, Atticus was fighting this woman, this Asian woman. So Korean woman. Let's correct that. Korean woman. And so we now got the backstory of who she is. So we're introduced to her. We get to meet her, who she is, her backstory. So if you remember in episode 4, at the end, Atticus called her and was like asking her something, and she said, I try to tell you. I try to tell you. So in episode 5, we met her. We found out that she has a curse. She is a quinceañera, also known as a 9-tailed fox.
I'm gonna tell you something. I nerded out when I realized it before they even said it. Like during the first scene where the tails can't come out. Yeah. I'm like, this is Korea.
Me too.
There's no way.
Me too.
And then they confirmed it. I was like, yes. Now that is some good ass mythology and storytelling for you. You hear me? One of the things I like, I'm happy that they visited the whole the war days for Atticus. I thought that was very telling of some of the things that he struggles with.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the parallels between them two, like them both being essentially.
They have no emotion until they really met with each other. That kind of, because she even said it. She didn't feel any emotions until she saw him and remembered.
I like the fact that they both played on the fact that they felt like monsters.
Yeah, with no emotions.
And one literally is a monster, and the other one's figuratively a monster because of war. So I thought that by itself was like, oh man, they almost like a perfect couple then. But I also liked how they kind of intertwined their stories to the point they say that they found love in the midst of all the chaos that's going on in their lives. I thought that was actually pretty dope.
Yeah,
made their
I like that too.
I swear that had to be one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, so far it's not yet done.
Yeah.
So when you find out the backstory about the creature itself, they're a nine-tailed fox that change into a beautiful woman and attack men, pretty much. So as you can see, her mom was like pretty much forcing her to bring men home and absorb their souls.
I thought that was a very unique thing too. I love how she basically lived their whole entire lives through the process of devouring them. I thought that was like, wow.
Yeah, and see pretty much I like that.
And so even when she killed the one army guy that was like winking at her per se, she said he was a good guy.
Yeah.
Like, so she knows all these people that she's killing, some of them are not really
they're not
people.
Exactly, because she's absorbing their souls. You're seeing their lives, how they lived, and the things that they've done. So it's not her just being malicious towards a specific type of people. It's just going after men in general. That's what it looked like.
So she has to collect a total of 100
souls.
I'm sorry. Yes. Because my prediction is the 100th person is gonna be her mama. I'm calling it right now. Fight me.
Well, okay. I'm not going to fight you on that, but I don't agree. But another point on that episode is that when her and Atticus were intimate, she pretty much couldn't control herself, and her tails was pretty much attacking Atticus, and she saw his past and his future.
Past, present,
and future. Past, present, and future.
Yep.
So, her vision was telling her that Atticus is gonna die.
So she was warning him basically those times that she Atticus called her. Like, I tried to tell you. So, I mean, overall though, what was your thoughts on the entire episode?
Oh, I loved it.
So, what would you rate this specific episode?
I would rate this episode finger licking good. It was good. Not too much action.
I would actually go the same route. Finger licking good. I pleasantly enjoyed this episode more so than the one we're about to get into now. Alright, so we also are reviewing episode 6, I Am. And this storyline follows I hope I'm saying her name right. Hepatitis.
It was at this moment that he knew he fucked up.
Does follow her, and as well, it gives you a little bit more than just her. Because towards in the beginning, it talks about Letitia. We find out as well that Ruby is going to work with Christina. She's pretty much like a double agent type of thing. So in this episode, what we notice, we now find out that Ruby, Letitia's sister, is actually going to continue working with Christina. So Christina kind of gave her semi-truth, not all the truth, because as Christina was explaining to her, some things you could tell that she left off some details. William is a real person, and so is the other woman that Ruby was transforming into. So obviously, to make the potion, they're using this person's blood. So
it seems like necromancy.
Yeah.
Dark stuff.
And then prediction. We're not sure yet. I do believe that Letitia is pregnant.
Go ahead.
My dislike.
It was trippy.
Yes. I got really confused towards the end when Mr. Freeman's wife, widow,
was traveling back in time.
Not really traveling back in time.
What would you call that?
She was in different dimensions. That's what I because if she's traveling back in time, I don't think it was her traveling back in time. Then she would, if you now think about it, she changed the timelines if she's traveling back in time. So technically it was her, like these aliens, I'm going to use aliens, we don't know what they are, was telling her to figure out who you are. Find out who you are, figure out who you are, and speak out who you want to be. And while she said that, she was just chuckling and saying, okay, I want to be in Paris dancing on stage, and boom, she was there. And then as she realized she says, you know what? I want to be back in Africa where women was warriors fighting for their freedom. And she went there, and then when they're getting ready to capture them, she then says, I want to be Mrs. Freeman. She wanted to go back home to that one episode where she was laying in bed with her husband right before he left on that trip. And then she told him how she felt. That part I got, but everything else, I felt like it was pointless. We didn't need to go into all of that. And then I got confused because I felt like Atticus went into the portal. How he got out? What are your dislikes? Besides, okay, we get it, you can't flow it. But what was your most dislike of this episode? Because the beginning, I didn't mind. I got into the beginning.
It seemed too choppy. Like there was too many storylines all at once. So we have Hepatala. I can't say her name no more. Mrs. Freeman's story. We still got Atticus' stories. Discovered his birthmark. Don't know where that's gonna go.
Exactly.
Letitia possibly pregnant, and then we have Christina and Ruby doing their things in the side over here. I'm just like,
too much.
They could have split. I think they could have split those stories into two. But overall, what would you rate this episode?
That thing needs some seasoning.
Damn, we're 2 for 2 right now, because I felt the same way. That thing needs some seasoning. Like, what's going on?
I like it.
Lose me with all that nonsense. Give me some flavor, some organization. Make it decorative a little bit. Do something right. Because you had your last episode, but this episode, I'm thinking to myself, well, don't know where it's going. So I thought it was cool that, your prediction of her being pregnant, and then her having those dreams, like, oh, that's because
exactly
the seed in her.
Exactly the same visions. I don't call that dreams. They're visions, because towards the end of her conversation with Atticus, when she was saying that was her dream, but I consider it as vision because Atticus had the same vision of his great-grandma or great-great-grandma running out the house with the book. Remember, Christina is just looking for pages. She thinks the book is gone, so she's just looking for pages. They come to realize there's a whole book that the grandma had.
So hopefully this week's episode will kind of put everything together for us.
Yeah.
So those were our scores for both the episodes. Hey, please like,
comment,
subscribe,
and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Hey, peace.